How are you doing?
Good.
Good. It's great to talk to you.
You too.
Really enjoyed your performance in the film.
Thank you.
Yeah, you have such a devastating opening scene. Your character loses her family home. I mean, this is emotionally, anyone going through that would be emotionally distraught.
Yeah.
At this point in your career as an actress, I mean, do you have to emotionally prepare to do those scenes, or does it just come naturally now? Is it just like that emotion just flow?
Well, I mean, you definitely probably become more comfortable emotionally over time, and as you get more comfortable in your own creativity or hope for being honest in your work. But in this case, there was a lot of preparation that went into Andrew and I together, how Andrew and I prepare, which is very similarly. We work in the same way as actors, which I've rarely, if ever, had that experience, so that was amazing.
Does that help when you and the other actors
It was
have
the greatest experience ever.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'd never had it. And then really making a family nebulous with Noah, who played our grandson. And then also with Ramin's help, we just immersed ourselves in footage and knowing people who've been through that and going to motels and spending time really, watching literally hundreds and hundreds of actual evictions. So
was it like documentaries?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how did that help inform your character?
It was incredible because you can't believe it's real. You can't believe that something you've read or something you're thinking of improvising could be that hardcore. That if you go over a 2-minute mark, you have a loaded gun potentially in your back or at your head, that everything you've ever cared about, no one's giving you that little extra because they feel empathy. It is what it is. The cruelty chosen in those moments is so inhumane and shocking. And so we were able to, it was completely improvised, that sequence, and the cinematographer really allowed, as Ramin loves to do in his work, freedom to go wherever we wanted to go in the house, and the cops just had to do their job, and they were cops, so they had been through evictions.
Those were real police officers?
Yeah.
Oh, no kidding.
So that was an amazing way to work because they knew how to run an eviction, and we had the opportunity to have really learned the response to the experience from many people's experience. So it was quite devastating.
Yeah, it's amazing. Opening to a film really
Yeah.
sets the tone of what you're about to see.
And we were saying, I mean, and Ramin, which I really appreciated, he was like, if we get this, we have a movie. But this is the movie. That's the core of the film. I mean, if the movie was just that, for all of us who, watching CNN, heard about bailouts and Fannie Mae and understood in concept, but unless it's happened in your life or you witness what they did, it's hard to feel the empathy of that kind of victimization. And so I'm happy and hopeful that a lot of people will see it to find it more relatable.
Yeah, your character's son, Andrew, Garfield plays in the film. He kind of goes over to the dark side in an effort to save his family. Does Lynn ever really ultimately appreciate that? Does she realize that this is the ulterior motive is good, even if the result is maybe bad?
I think that she's desperate, and I think she wants her home, and I think she doesn't want to break this little boy's heart who's in the mix of it. But I think her terror of losing her son is the most important thing. So I think she never,
him to that darkness.
Yeah, so I think she never gets won over, ever. There was so much footage we shot and so much of a larger story that he had to choose from. So we played out much of that. So it's hard to think about, what's in that describes that as much as maybe we improvised and acted out, but very much in what we filmed, she never got won over. Sometimes when you have a little more wisdom of watching how, if the dark side takes you, rarely do people come back.
And rarely do you realize that the dark side is taking you in that moment. It's hindsight.
Well, and everything is justified, as Mike Shannon's character shows.
Right.
He's just doing what he needs to do.
Exactly.
He's got a family to protect.
It was so lovely talking to you.
You
Thank
too.
you so much.
Thank
Congratulations
you.
on the movie.